You're not nice. You're weak. And your weakness wears the mask of kindness because the truth is too bitter to swallow. Every yes, dear, is a surrender. Every conflict you avoid is a battle you've already lost. Every time you bite your tongue to keep the peace, you're not being considered you or being a coward. Wake up. The woman you're trying so desperately to please doesn't respect you. She can't respect you. Respect flows uphill, toward strength, toward conviction, toward men who know their worth and defend it. You've handed her your spine on a silver platter and wonder why she looks at you with contempt disguised as affection. This isn't about becoming cruel. This isn't about treating women poorly. This is about understanding a fundamental law of human nature that your grandfather knew but forgot to teach your father. Approval-seeking behavior is the death of attraction, the end of respect and the beginning of your irrelevance as a man. The Stoics understood this 2,000 years ago. Marcus Aurelius commanded legions, but he never commanded through weakness. Epictetus was a slave who became free by refusing to be enslaved by others' opinions. Seneca advised emperors because he spoke truth, not because he told them what they wanted to hear. You've been conditioned to believe that being agreeable makes you valuable. Society lied to you. Your mother lied to you. The culture lied to you. Being perpetually agreeable doesn't make you candid, makes you invisible. It doesn't make you loving, it makes you irrelevant. It doesn't make you a good man, it makes you no man at all. Look around. The men she actually desires, the ones she talks about, the ones she remembers, they're not the ones saying whatever you want to every request. They're the ones with boundaries. They're the ones who say no. They're the ones who have something more important than a momentary approval, their own integrity. Nature doesn't reward the weak. Evolution doesn't favor the spineless. You think you're being noble by surrendering your preferences, your time, your energy, your very identity to keep her happy. But deep down, in the part of her biology that hasn't been corrupted by modern nonsense, she knows what you are. Prey, not a predator. A follower, not a leader. A boy, not a man. Step 1. Reclaim your internal sovereignty. Your mind is a kingdom, and you've abdicated the throne. Every time you check her face for approval before speaking, you're crowning her as your emperor. Every time you alter your opinion to match hers, you're signing your own death warrant as an individual. The Stoics called this the discipline of desire. You desire approval more than your own self-respect. You want her validation more than your own integrity. This is not love, this is addiction. And like any addiction, it will destroy you if you don't break it. Start here. Make one decision today without consulting her opinion. Not something cruel, not something that hurts her, but something that reflects your authentic preference. Order what you want at dinner. Choose the movie you want to watch. Wear what you want to wear. Stop performing for an audience of one who's already stopped watching the show. Your internal dialogue is your first battlefield. When that voice asks, what will she think? Replace it with, what do I think? When that impulse resists to seek her approval, ask yourself, am I acting from strength or from fear? Step 2. Build the architecture of boundaries. Boundaries aren't walls built to keep people out. They're the foundation of respect. A man without boundaries is a house without walls. Anyone can walk in, take what they want and leave. You've been living exposed, wondering why you feel violated. The Stoic principle here is clear. You cannot control her reactions, but you can control your actions. You cannot force her to respect you, but you can demand it through your behavior. Respect is not given, it's earned through consistency, not through compliance. Start with small boundaries. If she interrupts you while you're speaking, stop talking and wait. Don't continue until she stops. If she demands your attention while you're focused on something important, finish what you're doing first. If she expects you to drop everything for her convenience, don't. This will feel uncomfortable. She'll test these boundaries. She might get angry, withdraw, or escalate her demands. This is not failure, this is the system working. She's testing to see if you're serious, if you're finally becoming the man she's been waiting for, or if you'll crumble back into your familiar pattern of weakness. Step 3. Separate your worth from her response. Here's the hardest truth. Her happiness is not your responsibility. Her emotions are not your burden to carry. Her approval is not the currency of yourself. You've confused love with servitude, partnership with slavery. The Stoics taught that our value comes from our character, our actions, our commitment to virtue, not from other people's reactions to us. Marcus Aurelius faced betrayal, war, and death, but his worth never depended on whether others approved of his decisions. When she's unhappy, your first instinct is to fix it, to sacrifice whatever you need to sacrifice to restore her smile. This is not kindness, this is cowardice. Sometimes people need to be unhappy. Sometimes discomfort leads to growth. Sometimes conflict leads to deeper understanding. Your job is not to manage her emotions. Your job is to be a man of integrity who does what's right regardless of the social weather. If that makes her uncomfortable, she can choose how to respond. But you cannot choose for her. And you must not sacrifice your principles to spare her the discomfort of real relationship. Step 4. Understand the paradox of attraction. Here's what no one told you. The more you chase her approval, the less attractive you become. The more you bend, the less she values you. The more available you make yourself, the less she desires your presence. This isn't her fault. This is biology, psychology, and the fundamental dynamics of human attraction. Women are attracted to strength, not neediness, to confidence, not insecurity, to men who have their own mission, their own purpose, their own identity beyond being her emotional support system. You've made her your god, and gods don't sleep with their worshippers. The Stoics understood this paradox. By caring less about others' opinions, we become more worthy of their respect. By being less available, we become more valuable. By being willing to walk away, we become worth staying for. This doesn't mean becoming cold or cruel, it means becoming centered. It means having something in your life more important than her momentary mood. It means being the kind of man who enhances her life instead of depending on her for yours. Step 5. Build your own kingdom. The ultimate Stoic principle. Live according to your own nature, not in reaction to others. You are not born to be her emotional regulator. You are not created to be her entertainment system. You are not designed to be her validation machine. You have interests, goals, dreams, and purposes that exist independent of her. If you've abandoned all of these in service of her approval, you've not only betrayed yourself, you've robbed her of the man she could have admired. Rediscover what matters to you. Pursue excellence in your work. Build your physical strength. Develop your mind. Create something, build something, become something worth respecting, independent of whether she notices or approves. When you have your own kingdom to rule, you don't need to be a subject in hers. When you have your own mission, you don't need to make her happiness your life's work. When you have your own identity, you don't need her approval to know who you are. The strongest relationships are built between two whole people, not between one person and their emotional dependent. She doesn't need another child to manage. She needs a man who can stand beside her, not beneath her. The hard truth, most of you won't change. You'll watch this video, feel momentarily inspired, then return to your pattern of weakness because it's familiar. You'll continue seeking her approval because facing your own inadequacy is more terrifying than living as her emotional slave. But some of you will hear this message for what it is. A call to reclaim your manhood. A challenge to stop being nice and start being good. An invitation to build something worthy of respect instead of begging for scraps of approval. Your ancestors conquered continents, built civilizations, and faced death with dignity. You can't even face the possibility of a temporary disappointment. The contrast is not flattering. Strength is built in silence. Character is forged in difficulty. Respect is earned through action, not given through appeasement. Stop being her approval-seeking boy. Become the man she's been waiting for, whether she knows it or not. If this message cut deep, that's because it needed to. Hit like, subscribe, and then do something that scares you. Your dignity depends on it.